Brad Garlinghouse recently released an hour-long podcast that you won't believe. This is where they talk about black swans. What is the short-term outlook for crypto ecosystems, given the elimination of Bitcoin in 5 to 10 years? You'll witness and hear Brad Garlinghouse blow the whistle on the SEC's sleazy tactic. Without further ado, the SEC attempted some dubious actions with Ripple, but they were too intelligent for them. Now let's get started. Let's establish the mood. Examine what the SEC attempted to accomplish. Something else that is rather well known to the public, but I personally had the option to accept what I would consider a comparatively small sum of money when, in reality, I might have been out of it. They wouldn't use ripples to cut Chris Larson out of it, but you can see that they're attempting to control the story. Hello, the CEO and I have settled. We have reached an agreement with the chairman, but I hope you understand our intentions. We intend to pursue Ripple. They behave badly. Holy sh*t, that looks awful. Brad mentioned Tether as a possible dark horse. Honestly, it would not have looked good. Allow me to please let me know what you think in the comments. However, this is just the beginning. You can watch the entire hour if you are already working outside. I will only provide you with brief excerpts. And since this podcast is fantastic, he currently has 649. However, after listening to this section about Tether and what Brad Garlinghouse says about a black swan event, I do believe that there will be another black swan. I'm not sure precisely what it is, but it seems like the only one that will be fascinating to watch. I'm not even sure how he describes it as a black swan, because I believe that by definition, black swans cannot truly be as expected. It seems obvious to me that the U.S. administration is working on this. I consider Ether to be a crucial component of the ecosystem, but I'm not sure how to forecast the effect it will have on the remaining ecosystem components. I understand that no prediction can be entirely accurate. Okay, so we made a lot of predictions on this channel that turned out to be accurate. However, I gave you guys concrete proof, as well as information on USDT's conflicts of interest and their unwillingness to follow local, state, and federal regulations. Regrettably, the US is actively pursuing USDT. And to those who claim otherwise, honestly, I have no idea what they're watching on 100 different channels. Brad believes the market can expand 100 times. That's more than $100 trillion. Potentiality, take heed of what he has to say. Thus, as you can see, I believe that this will only become more and more inevitable. For example, we are currently discussing 2.5 trillion, and I believe that this will easily increase by 10 times over the next 5 to 10 years. Yes, no issue. I don't feel uncomfortable saying that at all. If you feel safe, then that's conservative. I refer to the previous discussion regarding asymmetric returns. Is there any possibility? During that time, it happened 100 times. Feels hostile, but not sure. That seems like a 100x, but I'm not sure. Be aware that this could blow out, and you can only speculate as to what they discuss. We're having closed-door discussions about the size of this market. If that's the kind of response we're receiving on video, you've seen me in action. Show off more of your videos. High-end individuals were discussing daily volumes in the trillions, the unlocking of 50 trillion, 40 trillion, 400 trillion, and more trillions was a sight beyond our wildest expectations. Do you remember what I mentioned in my earlier video? Brad's response is particularly intriguing. Is it possible to remove Bitcoin? At this point, he is asked, do you know that Bitcoin can be stolen? Pay attention to this. You hold the belief that its removal is possible. For example, consider Bitcoin. What do you think? There is a technological advancement underway that could potentially lead to the elimination of Bitcoin. There are a lot of rumors about high-performance computing, quantum computing, and other topics, but as a techie, I'm also concerned about whether there are any existential risks to the key components supporting this entire ecosystem. The answer is no, I don't think so. I'm not intelligent. Sufficient to state. Yes, Chris, I do think I look fine. David Schwartz, the chief technical officer at Ripple and one of the architects of the XRP ledger, describes Larson as a genius with a keen understanding of global trends. I'm amazed at this guy's technological prowess, and I find it astounding that he can operate with such precision. You know, I did give him a call after speaking with someone in the field of quantum computing and asking, should be concerned. He took the time to explain to me the reasoning behind it. This isn't a minor detail, he thought to himself. Like that isn't a false impression. He's sort of explaining to me why he felt that way, so that's not a genuine thing. And so, you know, I think there will be black swans, but I won't bother folks with some of his points here. In my opinion, none of them will include the dangers of quantum computing. I find the cryptocurrency market in general to be incredibly intriguing. Since he didn't fully address the subject, I'll provide you guys with an overview. Ultimately, the question remains, is there a black market? In my opinion, the Bitcoin Swan event is 100%. Indeed, there will be a Bitcoin Black Swan event, but let's move on to other things first. Whoa! Take heed of what he said. What have we been discussing? We've explained the need for patience, why you shouldn't worry about short-term price movement, and why you should just STFU, that is, hang in there like we're all together. Cycle without specifying a time limit. Regarding that, I believe that one of the reasons I've worked in cryptography for over 10 years is that, although I've held Bitcoin for 9 of those years, the thing that makes it difficult to forecast is whether the timetables are accurate. As you are aware, I advise my closest friends to think long-term. You cannot consider where this will be in 5 weeks or 5 months, you already know where it is. Likely to happen within 5 years. Though, I would like to be able to state something like, imagine where it will be in 50 years.